Yvonne De Carlo played the iconic role of Lily Munster in the hit television series The Munsters. Lily Munster was the matriarch of the Munster family, who were a group of supernatural creatures living in a suburban neighborhood. Lily was a vampire and was married to Herman Munster, a Frankenstein monster-like character. Yvonne De Carlo's portrayal of Lily Munster was memorable for her elegant and regal demeanor, her sense of humor, and her love for her family. Her character became an instant classic and continues to be celebrated by fans of the show to this day. Before she became the beloved vampire television mom that we all know and love, Yvonne De Carlo was breaking hearts and lighting up the silver screen as a glamorous Hollywood starlet. She was the resourceful daughter of a waitress with big ambitions, and she constantly reinvented herself. Yvonne was a natural at publicity, and she shrewdly kept her name in the public consciousness with a life that served as a constant fodder for ever-hungry Hollywood gossip columnists. Her life was a whirlwind of glamorous events and famous suitors. Media outlets rushed to report on her numerous dates with the big names of the day, and Yvonne left a string of famous lovers in her wake. Despite the constant attention, she remained poised and elegant, always keeping her fans and the paparazzi wanting more. Yvonne started her career as a performer at local theaters and nightclubs in her hometown. She was born on September 1st, 1922, as Margaret Yvonne Middleton. Later on, she combined her middle name with her mother's maiden name to give herself the stage name for which she's now known as. Her parents were William Middleton and Marie De Carlo, and she was of English descent from her father's side and of Italian and Scottish ancestry from her mother's. Unfortunately, her father abandoned the family when she was only 3 years old. Yvonne was then raised by her mother and her Presbyterian maternal customer at Vancouver's West End neighborhood. She attended Lord Roberts Elementary School and later went to King Edward High School to continue her education. Yvonne had always dreamed of becoming a performer, and she got her wish when she trained at June Roper's British Columbia School of Dance. There, she discovered a natural talent for both singing and dancing, and she got her first opportunities to perform in shows at the Orpheum Theater and the brand new Palomar Supper Club. But Yvonne's dreams didn't stop there. Along with her waitress mother, she headed out to Hollywood with hopes of making it big. It wasn't an easy journey. Yvonne spent her nights performing in clubs and her days auditioning at studios. Despite her hard work, Yvonne initially struggled to find success. She eventually landed a contract with Paramount Pictures, but her roles were limited to serving as a foil for male characters' screen tests and playing unremarkable bit parts. After struggling to find success in Hollywood, Yvonne De Carlo's luck finally changed when her contract with Paramount Pictures expired. She was offered a lead role in the Universal Pictures 1945 Western, Salome, where she danced. Yvonne's performance in the film was stunning. A New York Times film critic praised her looks, saying she had all the looks one girl could ask for. He also noted her sensuous dancing, which he believed would have caused the Hays office some anguish. The Hays Code, referred to by the film critic, was a set of guidelines that determined what was acceptable and unacceptable content for motion pictures. It aims to keep out material deemed inappropriate for viewers. Yvonne remembered her big entrance into the film with fondness. She came through beaded curtains wearing a Japanese kimono and headpiece and then performed a Siamese dance, leaving everyone in awe. Even she wasn't sure why the dance was included in the scene, but it didn't matter because it helped launch her career as a Hollywood star. Once the studio announced a nationwide search for the perfect girl to play the role of Salome, more than 20,000 girls were considered, with the studio wanting someone beautiful and talented in song and dance. After a long search, Yvonne De Carlo was chosen for the role, and American film producer Walter Wanger dubbed her the most beautiful girl in the world. After the success of Salome, where she danced, De Carlo quickly became a sought-after actress and starred in numerous films, often playing an exotic beauty in westerns. She was a force to be reckoned with, and always seemed to steal the show, whether donning a harem dress in 1947's Slave Girl or appearing in 1948's Casbah. Yvonne De Carlo made history by becoming the first American film star to visit Israel. Her reputation as an actress was further cemented by her outstanding leading performances in several British comedies, including Hotel Sahara in 1951, The Captain's Paradise 1953, and Happy Ever After 1954. In one of her most unforgettable roles, De Carlo took a more serious turn in her career as she portrayed Sephora, the wife of Moses, alongside Charlton Heston in Cecil B. DeMille's epic film The Ten Commandments in 1956. The movie was a massive success and is still considered a classic to this day. Yvonne De Carlo's stardom continued to soar in the 1960s. She was awarded 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1960, one for her contributions to motion pictures and another for her work in television. The motion picture star is located at the south side of 6100 block of Hollywood Boulevard, while the television star can be found on the north side of the 6700 block of Hollywood Boulevard. However, her popularity began to wane by 1964 despite her success. Although she had been engaged 4 times, she had only married once to stuntman Robert Morgan. Her husband was seriously injured on set, and De Carlo found herself struggling financially. She decided to take a chance on an unusual television role, playing a campy vampire on the sitcom The Munsters. Although the show only ran for 2 years, it found a new audience in syndication. De Carlo's character on the show, a gothic version of Donna Reed, gave her the opportunity to reinvent herself. She played a mistress of darkness who was also a loving wife and mother to a family of lovable monstrous misfits. Following the success of The Munsters, De Carlo made a comeback on Broadway in 1971, starring in Stephen Sondheim and James Goldman's Follies. It was a return to her roots in song and dance, and her performance was widely praised. Yvonne De Carlo had numerous high-profile relationships during the early years of her career, including with industrialist Howard Hughes and actor Robert Stack. She was briefly engaged to actor Howard Duff before meeting stuntman Robert Drew Bob Morgan on the set of Shotgun in 1955. At the time, Morgan was still married, and De Carlo had no interest in sabotaging their relationship. However, after Morgan's wife passed away, they grew closer and eventually tied the knot on November 21, 1955, at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church in Reno, Nevada. De Carlo and Morgan went on to have 2 sons together, Bruce and Michael Morgan. Despite their long and seemingly happy marriage, it eventually ended in divorce in 1973. In 1987, she co-authored a revealing autobiography in which she disclosed having had affairs with over 24 famous men, including Burt Lancaster, Robert Taylor, and Prince Ali Khan. However, in 1998, tragedy struck when she suffered a stroke and was rushed to the hospital. Despite her decline in health, she spent her final years at the Motion Picture and Television Country House and Hospital in Woodland Hills, California. She ultimately passed away due to heart failure on January 8, 2007, surrounded by her loved ones. As per her wishes, she was cremated after her death. Her son Bruce survived her, but sadly, her other son Michael had passed away in 1997. Yvonne De Carlo's legacy lives on through her impressive body of work, which includes countless films and television appearances. She will always be remembered as a talented actress and an undeniable Hollywood legend. Goodbye and rest in peace, Yvonne De Carlo.